Okay. Well, I'm totally befuddled about this next interview because we're talking in between the break, and I want to introduce Sarah Dodd. She's here to talk about her traveling around the world.
Travels around the world.
Travels around the world. Are you going to do this in 80 days or less?
No, I've been.
How long is this trip going to take?
Oh goodness. Well, it's not really a trip. It's just
Okay.
it's a lifestyle. That's what I'm wanting to make this. It's just my lifestyle.
Okay.
This is not some luxurious vacation that I'm on for a period of time. This is something where I go and I travel around the world. I am working from the computer. I am making money as I go, and this
Okay.
is my lifestyle. I wake up early in the morning. I eat very healthy. I do exercise. I do exactly what I would normally do at home, but on the road.
Okay. So how does this work? I mean, you're in Mountain Home right now.
I'm in Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Okay.
Yes, I was invited to speak at a women's travel conference in New Orleans, and
Okay.
so they flew me in to do the conference, and I thought, well, why not kill two birds with one stone and come to Mountain Home and see my family.
Okay.
I have family in Mountain Home, and I have family in Northwest Arkansas, so.
Okay. How did this idea start? Where did it all reveal itself to
Well,
you?
it all started whenever I was working as a nurse. I went to nursing school, was working, and I went into the break room, and I came across on the news feed an article that says, "Why travel young?" And when I read this, I said, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Like, this is the kind of thing I want to do just for a little while." So I went away thinking, all right, I'll go away for just maybe a few months. Well, I went away. A few months turned into 6 months, and then a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and here I am. So that's how it started.
So tell us some of the places you've been.
Oh my goodness, so many beautiful places. I've been to every country in Europe except for maybe 2 or 3, which there's like
Okay.
50 something, or I don't know, 40 something, I don't know, 50 something. And then I went through Asia. I went to India, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Singapore, Brazil, South America, and Uruguay, Paraguay, Argentina, just to name a few.
So you travel alone?
I travel 100% of the time alone. Okay, there's sometimes I meet people along the way and they say, "Can I go with you for 1 or 2 days?" And I say, "Sure." But I promote solo traveling. I want girls, especially women, to just go out and live their dreams. If it's to travel the world, great. Then go out and travel, but don't be afraid to do it alone. The world is not this big, bad, scary place that the media makes it out to be. The media's job is to, sometimes exaggerate things and to make you a little bit afraid because it hooks you. So what I wanted to do is I want to travel and I want to show people the reality. The reality is we live in a world, of course, that has danger,
Sure.
but it's a beautiful world full of beautiful people and full of beautiful experiences to be found. So it's just a question of stepping out in fear.
How does your trips go? Do you go from country to country, or you go to a country and then come back for a while? And how does all that work?
Well, my first part of the trip started with hitchhiking. I wanted to have an experience, a crazy experience. That was different than any other experience. I always travel with other people, so I was always attracted to this comfort. And so then I said, you know what, I'm done with this. I want to go do something completely different. People always said, well, I can't travel the world because I don't have a lot of money. And I said, okay, I had savings, but I said, I'm not going to touch my savings. I'm going to travel, and I'm going to do this only by hitchhiking and staying with local people. I stayed in one hotel, I think, through that whole time. One hotel, and I took one bus in that whole entire time. And in that time of traveling, I went to like 25 or something countries. I went all through Morocco to the Sahara Desert, and only with the finger. And I spent less than $1,000.
Wow.
And so this was an experience that taught me, okay, there are no excuses. There are no excuses. People also told me, I don't have time to travel the world. So I said, okay, I like that. I'm going to show you that you can. So I was working full time doing my Nomadic Dreamer thing, doing motivational speaking. I was planning I spoke at the largest TEDx conference in Spain, if you know what TED is. But anyway, so I was planning this in Spanish, and then I decided to go back to the University of Arkansas and do a full-time degree, 2 years and 1 year, while traveling through Asia. So I said, you know what? If I can do it, anyone can do it. It's all about your stupid excuses. Just let go of them and you can live your dream life, but you have to be willing to just say, you know what? Enough is enough. No excuses.
Are you multilingual? Or how do you communicate?
I speak Spanish and English, and I am a professional in nonverbal communication.
Okay.
That's the best thing we have. I mean, I can understand and I can read some Portuguese, which is not so great, and I can communicate a little bit because it's similar to Spanish.
Right.
But I learned Spanish, my first word of Spanish, 3 years ago. So I didn't know anything going there. So I was immersed into the culture and I learned all kinds of things. But sometimes, especially when you're in Asia, you don't have to speak the language to get around. Some of the most powerful communication is your nonverbal communication, and that's what I use all the time. Pointing, smiling, showing disgust, or smiling, and it's a really good way to communicate.
So you have people that follow you. You want to talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that,
of
so
course.
people here can follow you too?
Yeah, you can follow. Well, I'll start with. Okay, so I have a website, the Nomadic Dreamer, and I have all the social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, I mean, I started with 0 followers, without an idea of how to start all this. I mean, I didn't know anything about starting a website or doing anything. And so I grew this from 0 to, I think over, 200 to 300,000 people now. I think it's around 200,000. And it's just because I speak at a lot of places. I do lots of, I share with everyone that I speak to, hey, everyone, get into the Nomadic Dreamer, follow my journeys around the world. And I do a weekly radio talk show. I do the morning motivation on Saturday mornings here in 107.5. And I connect just many different places, and that's how I grew the following. And I have a message. It's not just about a girl traveling the world. It's about inspiring you to live your dreams.
Yeah.
And that's what connects people to this project that I'm doing.
Okay. Is it ongoing? Project's ongoing?
Yeah, the project's ongoing. I'm trying to visit every single country in the world. There is around 196 countries around the world. So
And each one of those countries has a different culture, right?
Yeah,
Are
every
you
single one.
fascinated by culture?
I am so fascinated by culture. And what I tell people is, like, if you're going to travel, you don't really know anything about the country, just go and do your research before going to the country. Become educated, because this will help you not only just for your safety, but for just being a good conversation to people. You don't want to just travel and be like, what? I mean, you want to be educated on what's happening in the world. So
Are you planning to write a book about this?
absolutely, it's already in the making. I've already done one. I haven't put it out yet, and it's in Spanish. So I'm wanting to do one, of course. I'm wanting to not do one or two. I'm wanting to do multiple, but it's a process. So, but yeah, if people want to follow, I'll tell the camera. It's thenomadicdreamer.com or the Facebook page, The Nomadic Dreamer, or if you like photos, Instagram, the #1 Nomadic Dreamer. You can see all of my adventures. You can obviously see on there that this week I've kind of slowed down on the social media just because I'm here and I'm trying to connect with people, but usually I'm posting quite often. So.
Okay. All right.
How fun.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And like we were talking earlier, do you need somebody to,
Carry your
your luggage and bags?
Carry
and
my
stuff?
luggage. You want to know it's funny because
You have a backpack, tell me that.
I don't really like backpacks anymore. I have one, but I'm doing one carry-on bag for all of my travels, just one carry-on bag, and then a little backpack for, my electronics and everything. But I think the next thing I'm going to need eventually is I want a camera person because I want to video more. I'm tired of all this selfie stuff. I do as many selfies as I can and video everything, but yeah, I'm really interested.
That's your end, Dan.
One
There we
day,
go.
so
Let's
whenever,
go.
whenever that moment comes,
Okay.
I will let you know
All
for
right,
sure.
Sarah. Hey, thanks for being here.
Hey, well, thanks for
Great
having
information.
me.
I'm so glad our viewers got to know who you are.
Absolutely, I really love connecting because
And are you still low enough on the totem pole where you accept friends on Facebook?
I accept friends on Facebook, and honestly, what I tell people is if they really want to connect with me, I don't always see things on my private account. But if someone writes me on Facebook, especially on the Nomadic Dreamer in a private message, I will respond.
Okay, good.
And I would love to connect. I love to know who's listening to my messages out there because I
Okay.
speak a lot of places, and so I always like to
Great.
connect and know
Well,
who
this
people
this is
are.
a great opportunity for our viewers that are on Facebook to take her up on that and
Take me up.
fill her mailbox.
Absolutely. Fill the mailbox and let me know who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, and what is the #1 country you want to visit in the world. You
There
can
you go.
message me that, and I would love to hear your response and why. So,
Good. Very good.
well, thanks for having me.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for being here, Sarah.
Hopefully next year when I come back, that we can connect again here at this TV station.
I will personally follow your adventures.
I hope
It'll be
so. There'll be
fun.
lots of them. I'm trying to get to Africa this year, so.
Okay.
Where are you going next? Is
My next stop is I'm going to Colorado, and then I'm off to Santorini, Greece. And from there, I will continue on. I'm planning as I go, so.
Yes, have
Lots
fun.
of countries to go in the world, so.
Well, good luck to you out there.
Well, thank you
and
so
be
much.
safe, of course.
Yeah, I'm
always.
not doing any more hitchhiking right now.
Thank you.
This is not the type of travel I'm doing right now. I'm doing more for work. This is work combining my passion of traveling with my profession in speaking. So I don't have a lot of time just to go and hitchhike and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So, I mean, I'm doing crazy stuff, but not hitchhiking. So it was just one experience that I had just to face the fears, you know.
Well, thanks for being here.
Well,
Appreciate
thank
it
you for
very much.
having me.
All right.
Thank you so much.
We're going to take a break, and Sarah and Dalton will be here to talk about autism, and we'll do that right after this.